The history of water, for example, you can read it as climate fiction, you can read it as a romance, a novel about romance, you can read it as a relationship story. You can read it as a story about sailing. It all depends on the reader. And that's the gift, I think, of fiction, that it's open, the text is open. When I wrote The History of Bees, I thought it would be a standalone. I thought my next novel would be about something completely different. But then I got all these ideas for stories about other people set in different circumstances and difficult circumstances, somehow connected to nature. One of the stories, it sort of started like an image. It was an image of an elderly woman standing by a waterfall being really angry. And that was all I knew about her. And the second image was a young, really lonely man walking alone in a drought-ridden landscape, and then he finds a boat. And I had all these questions about these two people. Why is she angry? How has her life been? And him, why is he lonely, and what's with the boat? And then I realized they were part of the same story, and that was what connected them was water. So when I knew that, I didn't look back. I started to write it. I knew quite soon realized how it would have to sort of be, even though a lot happens, of course, when I actually sit and write. In The History of Water, I actually tell a story about internal European refugees. And for a lot of readers, I think that makes it closer. We already have climate refugees in the world today, but in my story we have them in Europe as well. And I think that's a strong thing for a lot of readers, and it was for me as well when I wrote. Because what I wanted to do and what I tried to do was actually make a scenario that might very well happen. If we don't stop global warming, if we continue towards 3 or 4 degrees, we could very well have a scenario like this with a completely drought in southern Europe, and that is terrifying.